Okay, as you're joining me, tell me your name and the city that you're joining me from. My name is Stephen Akintayo. I'm Africa's most sought after investment coach, and it's such a delight, it's such a joy to be here with you guys this evening again. Today's topic is very powerful: 5 decisions that will make you wealthy. Let me start by saying, you see, ideas are never really the problem. Implementation is often the problem. So you hear a fantastic training like this and you're excited, but the real problem is, will you do something about what I'm teaching you tonight? That's really the problem. It's not that you hear it, is will you even do something about it? You know, I did this many years ago where I made up my mind, I'm going to structure my business in a way that no matter the storm, no matter the economic recession, I will be able to withstand it. Ojo from Lagos, good to see you. So this happened, I think, 2016, when President Buhari became president of Nigeria, and things were very tough. Mutiu from Ikorodu, things were very, very tough, and you see everybody complaining. The economy was terrible. Recession was on us. Some people were blaming, some people were stating. Everybody just said what they wanted to say. So I just made up my mind, realizing, I said, look, even if the government isn't doing what they're supposed to do, how do I structure my business that is immune, to the recession? So whether there's recession or not, whether we have a, economically sound government who is able to make good policies or not, how do we put structure in place in my own business that I'm not often affected, by all these things? And I did it, and today it helped me even during COVID, and it can help you too. And these are the kind of mindset that I need you to begin to think of. So how many of you are ready for me today? If you're ready, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm also sharing this video as I'm talking to you. I'm hitting the share button. I'm inviting all my friends. I'm telling them to join us. So if you're ready for today's class, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I want to see you type it. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on, talk to me. If you're ready, type I'm ready, I'm ready. So number one thing you want to do, Number one, 4 investment decisions that you can make that can guarantee that you will definitely, become wealthy. Number one is to create 4 channels of income. Create 4 channels of income. So by the way, I want you to type how many sources of income you currently have. If you have 1, type 1. If you have 2, type 2. If you have 3, type 3. If you have 4, type 4. How many sources of income do you currently have? I would like you to just type those sources. Let me just have an idea. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? Is it, just type how many sources. Olawale from Ghana, I see you. Thank you for joining. So type. So the first thing you want to do is to have 4 sources, right? I have 20. Yes, you heard me. I have 20 ways I make money. You heard me right. 20, you heard me. 20, right? So you want to have, many of you have 2, some of you have just 1 sources, right? Let me tell you this. Many of you are Christian. If you're Christian, type Christian. If you're Muslim, type Muslim. I love you all. Even if you are atheist, you don't even believe you are herbalist. I love you all. God loves everybody. My faith taught me so. But I'm saying this because I want to quote something. I want to be sure those of you who are Christians can relate with that. Now, for those of you who are Christian, if you look at the book of Genesis when God created the world, and I think it's similar to Islam, the story of creation with Christians and Islam seems to be similar. Now, in Genesis chapter 1, we saw how when God created the earth, the universe, he created man and put him in a garden. It's called the Garden of Eden. The Bible says there were 4 rivers that flow into the Garden of Eden. There were 4 rivers. Can everybody type 4 rivers? 4 rivers. Everybody, come on, talk to me. Type 4 rivers. 4 rivers. Okay? 4 rivers. There were 4 rivers that flows into the Garden of Eden. There were 4 rivers. And the Bible says each of those rivers has precious, they had like precious materials. Okay? How many of you remember? Okay? How many of you remember that the Bible talked about that? So there were 4 rivers, and I believe those rivers, if you look at what the scripture said, it said each river had precious stone. Some had gold, some had jasper, and different types of gold. So I believe those 4 rivers, and you know, in a garden, water definitely is a source of income. So I always tell people that you must have at least 4 sources of income. Can everybody type 4 sources of income? Everybody type 4 sources of income. You must have 4 sources of income, just the way God created man and gave him a garden and gave him 4 sources. In the same way, you too should have 4 sources of income. There should be 4 ways money is coming to you, 4 channels that is bringing money your way. These are some of the ways you become very, very wealthy. At least 4. So those of you who have 2, you have 2 more to go. Those of you who have 1, you have 3 more to go. If you have 3 sources of income, you have 1 more to go. And of course, over time, you can even increase it to more. Like me, I have at least 20. I have income from books. I have income from invitation to speak at events. I have income from video courses. I have income from, you know, I call it membership program. I have income, you know, from several businesses that I own, and I can go on and on and on like that. Okay, so you should have all these various ways that you make money. You buy shares. The dividends can be one of the sources of income that you have. You know, you are into stocks. You know, maybe you do daily trading like Forex. That's a source of income. You have houses you've built and you have rented it out. That's another source of income. Okay, you have you are into land banking like me. You buy a property, a land, and you develop the land and you sell it. You do property flipping. These are all sources of income. You are a property broker. This is one of the business I do. I'm a property broker in Nigeria and in Dubai. That's also one of my sources of income. So you want to create all these various sources of income, and they are very critical in helping you to become wealthy in the year 2021, because you don't even know which one can disappear. I'm not if you agree with me that a lot of people lost their sources of income in 2020 due to COVID-19. If you agree, type I agree. Okay, a lot of people lost their sources of income, okay, this year due to COVID-19, and it was because they never even thought. And many who had just one source of income, but because that source of income was bringing a lot of money, they just felt they didn't need more. But they never knew COVID-19 will happen. And COVID-19 literally rendered that entire business down. For example, if you were into the business of salon, okay, COVID-19, and you had a shop, COVID-19 almost rendered salon useless because people were even afraid of going to their barbers so that they don't contact COVID-19 from their barbers, right? So there are certain industries that are almost totally gone just because COVID-19 happened. And yet the people who were involved in those businesses were making cool money. Like they were making a lot of money. They didn't even need to have multiple sources because they were doing well. But they never had, you know, and that's why when it comes to wealth, you need to be proactive. Can everybody type proactive? Proactive. Everybody talk to me. Type proactive. When it comes to the subject of building wealth, you need to be proactive, because if you're not proactive, what then happens is that you have not structured your finances in a way that you can constantly, no matter what happens, if 2 sources of income closes, at least there will be 2 other ones that are still there, pending when you look for 2 new ones. Okay, is this making sense at all? If it's making sense, type It makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense. Come on, everybody, talk to me. Type, it makes sense. For example, religion was affected. Those who are pastors. A lot of churches were totally closed down. I know a pastor friend of mine in the US that the church has not resumed yet because his church was in New York, and New York is, you know, very strict with gatherings, and up till now the church has not opened. Now imagine he's somebody, and that church was still growing. There less than 100. So imagine he gets salaries from the church. Now that church services are not holding, how does the pastor pay his bills, right? How does he pay his bills? How does he, you know, take care of his own family? You see that he's now a victim of COVID-19. So when it comes to wealth creation, you have to be proactive. If you're happy about today's class, type I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Come on, guys, I need to engage me. Remember to share this video at least 10 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Click on the Facebook party icon. Click on the Facebook party icon and invite all your friends. Tell them the eagle is in the building. I'm called the eagle, right? You can see I have even an eagle here, an eagle image here. So I'm called the eagle because we fly higher. We have foresight, we have energy. A lot of the strength of the eagle describe my personality, and those who follow me, we are called the Eagle Nation. You know, and that's what we do. So number 2, if you're ready for number 2, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 2, investment decision to make so that you can be wealthy in 2021. Number 2, investment decision, okay, that you need to make if wealth is one of those things you desire for 2021. Number 2, if you're ready, type I'm ready. Number 2 is you must invest in low risk investment. You must put your money in low risk opportunities. Can everybody type it? Put your money in low risk opportunities. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make is that they want to invest, and the first investment opportunity they want to do is the one of high risk. It's the one that they stand a chance of losing all their money. It's never a wise move. It's never a right thing to do. Do not start investment, and it's the investment that promises you 50% return on investment every month. That's the one you want to do. Then you yourself, you have oju kokoro, right? In that, it means you're greedy. That's a Yoruba word for saying you're greedy. Okay, you have to work on your greed to say, even if all I will be getting is 7%, is 5%, is 10% per annum, let me do it. At least this guarantees that I do not lose my money, because you hardly lose your money in a low risk investment. You hardly lose your money in a low risk investment. You hardly. But you definitely guarantee that you most likely will lose your money in a high risk investment. So when you decide to say you put all your money in a high risk investment, you don't even try the low risk one, what then happens is that most likely you lose everything. You blame everybody for the reason why you lost your money. But you yourself, you are not facing the truth. You were kind of greedy. There were other opportunities. You say, no, the returns is too small. And such, you don't want to invest in them. And this is how people lose money. And that's why sometimes, you know, I do not necessarily play into this blackmailing that people do, right? A lot of people just come to my wall, Mr. Steven, I just lost all my money. Mr. Steven, somebody duped me, told me to bring so. You know, and many of them want you to carry pity party and begin to pity them. Meanwhile, you too need to look inwards. How come this person was able to deceive me into this kind of investment? How much was I also greedy? How many of you have heard of investment opportunity where they will give you 15% every month? If you have heard of it, type I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Everybody talk to me. I need your energy. I need your engagement. I need to know that I feed off your energy. So your ability to respond, to reply my comment, it helps me to keep engaging you, and we having a great time. Remember to share this video 10 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Click on an icon called Facebook Party icon. That icon helps you to invite a lot of your friends to watch this, and this training will change their lives forever, I promise you. Okay, so number 2, investment decision is to invest in low risk opportunities. Okay, try low risk opportunities. And they have a way of helping things to get better for you. They stand a chance of you not losing your money. One of those low risk, there's something called Piggy Vest in Nigeria. I don't work for them. I'm just giving an example. So please don't go into Piggy Vest and you lose your money and say Simakila told you. I don't know them. I'm just saying it's something that I know. It's a tool that is good, right? They have a culture where you allow them to be deducting automatically a certain amount from your money. And you can decide to pick a fixed option to say your money should be, you won't touch that money, and they are free to use that money for something, and that they will give you 7%, 8%. They give all those range. Now that's a very reasonable low risk. Now the return is not all this come and do forex, they will give you 15% and then you lose all your money. I'm not sure if I've heard those things. Come and do forex, they'll give you 15% every month. I'm not sure if I've heard that. If you've heard it, type I've heard it. Now you know what's funny with those things, right? Let's calculate 15 times 12. Okay, because many of us, again, this is part of how we get greedy. We don't even do some calculation. 15 times 12. Let's just do that math. 15 times 12. What does that give us? Everybody do the math. 15 times 12. We have, because they are giving 15% every month, and we have 12 months. That's 180. Now, what for a company to be able to give you 180% returns in a year, it means they themselves must be making at least 300% return. In other words, they must be running a business where if you put in $100, you will make $400. They must be doing that kind of business. Because if you are not doing that kind of business, and yet they are promising to give you 180% every year, how sustainable is that? And many of us don't calculate these things. We just focus on somebody told me they paid, somebody did it, they paid the person, somebody has done it before, the thing works. That's all we focus on. And that's how we eventually become victims. We lose all our money. Of course, we still play victim. We still play, people don't like me. But face the reality. You too make a wrong move, right? I'm not if you agree with me. If you agree, type I agree. Because we need to, we're not adults, right? And we need to get to a point where we begin to say the truth to ourselves. Oh, maybe I missed it. Maybe I was wrong. I think I also did not take the right decision. I was greedy. Okay. These are real conversations we need to start making. Because the first thing that is important is that you don't even lose your money in 2021. I'm not if you have lost money to any form of investment, whether MMM, Ponzi scheme. If you lost money, type I lost money. If you didn't lose money, type I did not lose any money. How many of you lost any amount to any form of investment in this year 2020? If you did, type I did. If you didn't, type I did not. Okay, type I did not. So if you lose money, you want to make sure that the first move in 2021 is that you avoid putting yourself in a situation where you will be losing money, because the money that is not much, now you are losing the money. Okay, you don't even have much of it, so now you are losing it. It doesn't make any sense. In fact, I remember Warren Buffett always say this: the number one rule of money, okay, is never lose money. Never lose money. Number 2 rule, never lose money. Number 3 rule, never lose money. These are rules. The first rule, don't lose. That's the rule. Let's start from there. We can, of course, later look at other options, but the first thing, don't even lose it. Right? But unfortunately, many first start losing money. They start losing, they lose, and then later everybody's claiming, it's unfortunate. Those of you who lost money, apologies. I hope that with what you have learned today, you will not lose money. I pray that God will give you grace, okay, and courage and wisdom and patience, okay, not to lose money, okay. God will give you the courage to also execute what I'm teaching you, so that you're not just greedy about this whole thing. And most people who even lose money the most are usually people who are currently either indebted or people who are in money challenges, right? They are owing somebody, they are owing rent. They are even the ones who fall victim because the little they have may not be enough to take care of the challenge they currently have. So what they then do is they are trying to look for a quick fix. And in the process of looking for a quick fix, they then even lose the entire thing that they have. So you don't want to fall victim of that. Are you ready for number 3? If you're ready for number 3, type I'm ready, I'm ready. Okay? Number 3 is invest in mid-risk opportunities. Mid-risk. In other words, this one, you may lose the money, but the chance also is that you may not lose the money. Now, how do you know a mid-risk opportunity? A mid-risk, depending on the country you live in, a mid-risk opportunity is focusing on you losing between you making between 10% and 20% annual returns on your investment. So any opportunity where they told you you're going to be making between 10% and 20% every year return on investment, that probably gives you like 4%, 3% every month. Such investment, that gives you 1 point something percent every month, or 2% or so. That is a mid-risk investment. Now, such investment, in fact, in the US, 20% is already the highest risk opportunity. If you are in the US, right, and you're investing in a US-based company, anybody promising you 20% in the US is already high risk. But in Nigeria, if you still have opportunities that promise you 20%, it's still mid-risk. And I will tell you the reason why US or UK is different. Developed world do not give you more returns on investment like underdeveloped worlds. And I'll tell you the reason why. The risk level in developed worlds are lower. As a result, the returns are also lower. Remember those statements. The higher the risk, the higher the returns. The lower the risk, the lower the return. So the risk of you failing, okay, in an investment, in a business in developed world is usually a lot lesser. As a result, they don't give crazy returns. Now, the risk of you losing your money in Africa is way high. So as a result, the returns are always a lot higher if it works, because the risk were a lot higher. Number 3, invest in a mid-risk investment. Usually, if you're doing like in Africa, they give you between 10 and 20% return on investment. This is good to invest in. Are you ready for number 4? If you're ready for number 4, type number 4. I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on, everybody type I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 4 investment decision is actually to also invest in a high risk investment. So this is what I advise. Divide your investment money into 3. Put a portion into low risk, put a portion into mid risk, and then put a portion into high risk, right? The reason why you're going to be doing all of that is so that, the low risk, guarantee most likely you won't lose it. The mid risk is 50-50. The high risk, right, will, if it works, you can make what you are supposed to make in 20 years in just 1 year, right? So I want to say you should also try the high risk investment. What I would say is that don't just do high risk alone, because that's not where people miss it. They only invest in high risk investment. They don't do the mid risk. They don't do the low risk. So the only thing they do is the high. And that's why they're always indebted. They're always in trouble. They're always losing money. They're always putting themselves into trouble. And it's very important that you are careful about these things. So divide your money into 3. A portion I will put into low risk. I will divide equally into 3. A portion into mid risk, a portion into high risk. What are high risk investment? Any investment that promise you more than 20% in a year. 25%, 50%, 100%, if they like even 300%. But know that kind of investment is almost like gambling. However, one of the ways to reduce your chances of failure in a high risk investment is to also go with a mentor. I'm going to be running a training next week Tuesday and Wednesday on the 24th and 25th. It's called high risk investment. Okay, high risk investment. And I'm also going to be having some of my mentees we are going to be focusing only on how do you invest in Forex and not lose your money. How do you invest in cryptocurrency and not lose your money. Please let me mind you, I'm not going to be asking you to invest in any business on that day. I will only be explaining what those type of investments are. I'll be demystifying it. I'll be showing you how you can do it for yourself so that you don't need to be giving somebody money. I hate when many of you like to give people money to invest for you. Why not learn how to do it yourself? All this giving somebody money to do cryptocurrency for you. Why not learn what cryptocurrency is? Understand cryptocurrency and do it for yourself. All this give somebody money for Forex. Why not learn what is Forex? How does Forex works? And do it for yourself. Even if you are just going to be trading once in a while. But at least do it for yourself. That way, it's not a situation where somebody carry your money, run away with it, and then you are a victim and you are playing victim. You are shouting everywhere, nobody to be trusted. I can't trust any human being in my life again. Listen, you can't build wealth if you don't trust people. It is you that need to put yourself in a position where people are not even able to betray your trust. So rather than telling people, do it for me, don't be lazy when it comes to financial intelligence. Tell them, teach me. I am hungry, I want to learn. Because if this thing really works, people who get result would rather teach you. Rather than you, because when you give me your money, you are like making me your slave. I go do all the work for you and then I pay you. Right? Except it's really, really rewarding for me too. I'm not going to do it. That's why many times I tell people high risk investment is always better you do it yourself. I, Stephen Akita, will never commit my money into the hands of somebody when it's a high risk investment. I don't do it. I really don't. Right? Because the chances that the person will even be faithful to me to even really use the money for what he was supposed to use is very slim. And knowing that this thing can fail, at least it's better that I was the one that did the thing and the thing failed in my hands. I'm better off. I know it was me that did it. I knew what I was doing. It's better off than giving the money to somebody and then playing victim. I don't know if you think this is cool. If it's cool, type cool wisdom. Cool wisdom. Come on, everybody. I need your energy. If this is cool, type cool wisdom, cool wisdom, cool wisdom, cool wisdom. So everybody type cool wisdom. If you're learning and you're happy about this, just type cool wisdom. Share this video 10 times. Hit on the Facebook party icon. Invite all your friends. Share, share, share. Hit the share button. Are you ready now? Number 5. And the final point. Okay? And I will then do a recap. I will take questions from you guys today. I'll take as many questions as I can from you guys today. I want to hear from you. What are your challenges? How did you lose money? How will you use what I'm teaching you today to prevent that you lose money in 2021? What are some of the investments you want to make and that you are not clear whether you should go into them? I will spend at least 15 minutes today to take your questions and to answer you. Let me also say this very clearly. I do not do free coaching. All my free mentorship is usually here on Facebook and YouTube, right? So if you don't ask me all those questions right now, then you go back and come and reach me on Facebook and you're now telling me to mentor you. I don't do that. You have to pay, right? So I only offer free mentorship here on Facebook and on YouTube. If you privately reach out to me, you have to pay to learn what I know. I didn't learn it for free too. Me too, I paid to learn. Okay, so I will take your question today for free. But if you reach out to me privately, you need to know you need to pay. Okay, I'm a businessman too. I have bills too to pay. And you want to tap into my wisdom, it's fair that you pay me. How many of you think it's fair? If you think it's fair, type it's fair. So number 5, if you're ready for number 5, type I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 5, and I think this is probably one of the most important of everything I'm sharing. Number 5 is commit to a financial intelligence program. Look for a program where they teach you these three things: how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money. Usually, there are no formal education that teach you this, right? So if you want to learn this, you need to learn it informally. You need to look for people who are already wealthy and run coaching program, mentorship program, university programs, or that is e-learning university programs, where you can learn how to make money, number one. Number two, how to manage money. Number two. Number three, how to multiply money. If this is cool, type cool, 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 cool. Everybody type cool. So you need to go back and commit to a course. Now, I have been a student of how to make money, okay? And I'm not kidding you. This is true story of my life. I've been a student learning how to make money for the past 18 years. I have been a student of how to make money. I've been a student. I bought my first money book at the age of 17, 18. I read my first book on money by Robert Kiyosaki. So I'm not new here. I've had to spend time and time learning. People who are wealthy, what are they doing? What's their culture? What's their attitude? What are their secrets? What's their approach? What are the things they do? What's their habits? Okay? Why are they rich? Because money is not mythical. Success is replicatable. When you study the pattern of those who are already successful and you do what they are doing, you also get there. So people who have put together a course, a program, a mentorship thing that you can do to then learn how you too can become rich, go and sign up for such program from now till the end of 2021. Because you cannot give what you don't have. And listen to me, this subject of wealth is critical. Even if you don't want money, consider putting your children in a good position. Consider taking care of your family. Even if you reason you want to be rich is just selfish because of you and your family, at least it's worth it. So because of that, consider joining a program that can help you to understand what is money. They never taught you in primary school. How many of you were taught in primary school about money? If you were taught, type me. If you are not, type I was not taught. How many of you, while you were in the primary school, they taught you about how to make money? If they did, type they did. Okay? Good. So nobody did. Now, how many of you were taught in secondary school? Oh, okay. Let's skip secondary school. How many of you had a professor who taught you how to be rich? Probably your professor was even poor and needed to be selling handout to you to make money on the side. If you are particularly in Africa, where I am, where I school, and my first degree was in Nigeria, my professors were poor. They needed to be selling handout to us. Those who were not selling handout had farms that they needed to invite us to come and be farming for them as a way to make money. Okay, those were the kind of professors. Yeah, my professor had a farm and was inviting with the students to come and farm for him so that he could make money for himself. Okay, that's how poor many of our professors were. So if they didn't teach you in school, then why are you angry that you are poor? Despite that you have degree, why are you angry? Why are you pissed off? You were not taught. That's what you should be angry about. And you should not say to yourself, I went to the university, I spent $30,000, okay, in the university. If you're in Africa, at least you will have spent in your 4 or 5 years, even in Africa, you will have spent not less than $10,000 to $20,000, even if you went to a government school, because accommodation and several other things that you needed to pay for. Now, if you spend all that, and at the end of the day, you didn't necessarily get a good job, many after spending 4 or 5 years, they didn't get a good job. Many are still homeless. Many are underemployed. Many had to leave Nigeria because of, and some have to leave Ghana, whatever part of Africa you are in. And some of you, even now, you have gotten degrees in the UK, in the US. You still have student loans that you've not paid. You've graduated 10 years now, you are still having student loan, because even the job you got is still not able to pay off your student loan. If I'm saying the truth, type this is the truth. This is the truth. Come on, everybody answer me. If I'm saying the truth, type this is the truth. This is the truth. Now, the funny thing is that the same people will now say they cannot afford to pay $1,000 every month for financial intelligence. Okay? Okay? It's ridiculous. Somebody said I was taught in university, but not really understandable, because just seminars.
No. There was no professor that came. There's no Wealth 101. That's what I'm talking about. Oyegoke. Was there Wealth 101? Was there Money 202 or 203? That's what we're saying. We're not talking about individual who privately organize trainings, right? That's a different one. We're saying the university, did they organize Wealth 101? Okay, were they course curriculum on how to become rich? There was none. And this is global. This is not about just being Africa. Even in the UK and the US, they don't teach these things. And that's why I'm a bit not happy with some of you who are, when you now meet people who have found a way to teach themselves how to become rich, when you then meet those people and those people say, well, for you to learn what I know, I want to charge you $1,000 every month. You start saying, it's too much. Hey, what's the meaning of that? And I laugh. In fact, somebody once said to me, okay, that maybe you learned all these things for free. Now you are charging people. I said, shut up. I didn't learn it for free. But these are some of the opportunities that we have provided that can turn your life around if you want to take advantage of them, right? So, but it's your choice, it's your decision. So 5 things, let me do a recap. You can start throwing your questions if you have questions for me. Number 5 things I taught today, 5 ways, okay, 5 investment decisions to take to become wealthy. Number 1, make up your mind to create 4 sources of income. 4 sources of income. Number 2, invest in low risk investment opportunities. Invest in low risk opportunities. Number 3, invest in mid risk. The risk is average. Number 4, invest also in high risk opportunities. So what we are saying is that you divide your investment funds into 3. A portion goes into low risk, a portion goes into mid risk, and a portion goes into high risk. Number 4, number 5, commit to financial intelligence program from now to the end of 2021 so that you are mentally equipped for the kind of wealth that you desire to build for yourself and your family. Let me also say at this point that you deserve to be wealthy. It's important that you're wealthy. 2 poor people cannot help themselves. One must first get to the top before he can throw the rope to help the other. But that 2 poor people can help themselves is not possible. You have to invest heavily in building wealth for yourself. Okay, you have to invest in building wealth for yourself. And if you want to become wealthy, you have to invest hard in building wealth for yourself. It's never easy to become wealthy, but you deserve it and you need to work towards it, and it's attainable. Do not quickly become rich so that you can be rich for a longer time to come. Quickly work towards becoming rich and you are broke for the rest of your life. When it comes to the subject of wealth, it's your foundation that you need to work hard on. It's the foundation that needs to be solid and strong. If your foundation is solid, if your foundation is strong, then anything you put on top will stand. So work hard on building a strong foundation for yourself. And when I say foundation, I'm talking your mental capacity, your understanding of wealth, your understanding of money, how money works, how to build money, how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money, having a mentor, having somebody you can run to if things go bad. All those things are foundations that are important to build before even thinking of acquiring wealth. Because if you don't build those foundations, if money just keep rushing your way, you end up losing everything and you keep playing victim. I love you. I appreciate you for watching. Keep sharing this. You can save so many lives by choosing to share this video. So share 10 times even after we're done. Keep sharing on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. I love you.